welcome everybody here today to this chapel. Also to welcome the wider family and good friends who are watching through the live video link. My name is Paul Tollerfield and I'm here today to take the funeral service for Williamina Graham. But this day is a time and place to honour and pay tribute to the life of Williamina, and also to express your love and admiration for her. Obviously, I never had the privilege of meeting your wife, William, but I think it's only very befitting that I welcome Scott and Will to come forward and share some words with us today. Thank you.
I want to thank you all for coming on today. It's really lovely to see the friends of my mum and of course my dad, and to share in the appreciation of the woman that she was. This is not easy at all. I think we've been lucky enough not to be in this position before, and we stand in front of you like a double act.
Possibly the worst double act
Yeah.
in history.
If anyone remembers the Brits Awards from years ago with Sam Fox and Mick Fleetwood,
This could be a close second.
well, they might be feeling better about themselves after today. It was just to welcome you to this event and sharing it with us. And I think welcome is a really important word. We've always felt very welcome into my mum and dad's friendship group, and that means a lot. But I think that's the kind of people that they are. Mm-hmm. It's what they inspire, and I think we're both immensely proud of them. And you say you measure a person by their friends, you know, and I think that's something we've always taken great pride of how people speak about them. We find that very moving and actually quite inspiring, and it really helps. So I'll come back to that a little bit later. Just to give a little bit of history about my mum and dad. I think we think of them as a team, and that team met, whether they knew it or not, in the same class at the age of 5. And there's this beautiful photo in my mum and dad's house where these two snot-nosed kids
One more so.
yeah, are sitting there unknowing, not knowing the havoc that they would unleash over 70 years of marriage. Not 70 years of marriage, that would, just on the maths, that's not quite right. I know we do things differently in Scotland, but that's all right. So they kind of met at 5, they got together, they say, at 16. Yeah, all right, that's the official version, whatever. And then married at 21, and then I think, well, pretty soon after, moved from Scotland to England, and then had us.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure how they felt about having English children, so they actually drove back to Scotland so I could be born there, I believe. Yeah, so that was how their journey started. They left Scotland together, wanting to find an exotic new life. Pioneers, groundbreakers, great travellers. They made it as far as Coby. And if anybody knows Coby, it's the most Scottish town outside of Scotland. And I can only think that they ran out of petrol, because I'm not entirely sure what other reason there might be. It might have been the copious iron brew, square sausage, black pudding, plain bread that you can find in Coby. It is a great attraction. And that's where they started the next chapter of their life and lived there for 30 years, I believe. Yeah. And then worked their socks off, which we'll come back to as well, and then made their way out here. And although they were far away from us, you know, we missed them massively, but I also thought it was wonderful. What an amazing thing to achieve, to get yourself out here, make new friends and new communities, and enjoy themselves. I'm going to hand over to Sam Fox now.
Cue music. as Scott said, Billy and Lena, they moved from Glasgow, looking for a better life for themselves, more future in Coby. Billy arrived first, my dad arrived first, sorted, job, their house, sorted. Lena called to say she's also got a job as a swimming instructor, which is all interesting. She's not a great swimmer. Yeah, she did it, a hook, line and sinker, possibly a wrong term, but she did it.
A few sinkers.
Collateral damage.
Yeah.
But she did it 100%, as she always did things.
Yes.
Until it came the day where they suggested that maybe a competition between a fellow swimming instructor and herself would be a good thing. And soon after that, she left the job. On to pastures new. But she always gave 100% of who she was. That's who she was, and always will be remembered and loved and cherished. And she took other various jobs, always wanting, she had an amazing work ethic, they both do, but they always wanted to provide for their family unit, and we never went without iron brew. So make sure that was always stocked. And I'm so proud that she took a job where she had to travel to London and get trained, and she put so much effort and so many hours into this exhausting process, knowing at the end of it she'd have a job that was providing for her family unit. And it's one of my favorite memories, and I'm so proud of that hard work that you both put in to ensure that you had a happy life together, and that you were looking towards not retiring at 70 and it being over too soon. You had that work ethic to enjoy your life and to come out here at a young age. Was it 52 you moved out here? 53? 55. 55. I mean, that's a gift in itself.
It's sickening.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
We're really angry about that.
But I mean, through it all, she was many things to many, many people. She was, first of all, foremost, she was her own person. She was an aunt to many people. She was Auntie Lena to many, Auntie Lena to a couple. Still don't understand where they got that. Okay. She's a grandmother. She's a mother to us, and she's a mother-in-law. But through it all, she was Billy's wife. And that unit is awe-inspiring. It really is, and it's touching still, and it always will be. And it's something that will be missed, but it's something that's cherished as well. It's something that's deep inside. I'm pretty sure I speak for both of us, but it's deep inside us, and it's still as a memory to be cherished.
I think one of the things that was very much appreciated about my mum was her humour, and it's something that she shares with my dad, and it's something that we experienced as kids. Humour and laughing was a massive part of our growing up, of our growth, and it had a huge value in the house. And it's been wonderful hearing from people who have got in touch recently, talking about how my mum made them laugh, or the good times that they had. And I remember coming back from university with friends, I couldn't wait for them to meet my mum. I was so proud of her. And so unlike other mums, I'd say, and I don't mean to disparage other mums, but we're the best. Sorry.
Yeah.
But she was just all you'd want in a friend, and I think that's probably a rare thing, but it's something we really cherish. I think being able to engage people in a laugh is a generous thing. I think it's a gift that you give to somebody. It lightens their day, makes them think in a different way, makes them feel wanted and welcome. And I think that's something that I'd like to think that she's passed on to us. That's something we value. And I remember seeing my youngest daughter had her first school report, and we sat her down and said to her, they said you were really good at English, and her face went like this. You were really good at maths. You're really good at storytelling. And they also said you were really funny. And my daughter went, finally! And I thought, that's my mum. That's my mum. That's how much she valued being able to tickle you in that way. And it's a really beautiful thing. I'd love to see that as the gift that she's given us, that she's given my daughters as well, because they make me laugh. And there's such value in that.
I think that generosity of spirit is something that is a thread through all of her life, her activities, the jobs that she would take, and some paid, some not paid, some were sort of community-based, like the beautiful picture that's on the front of the order of service there. Billy ran football teams for a long time, and there were many football kits to get washed in time and cleaned, and often without a sponsor. You would take it on and they were pristine, and you see some kits of the local teams and they weren't a patch. But it was that pride in knowing that these kids were going to have something amazing to enjoy in a kit that was pristine clean. And the photograph was, I think it was taken by the Evening Standard, was it? Amazingly proud, you can see. And the Graham Souness moustache on you is also something to be discussed later. I mean, I could go on for a long time with the generosity of spirit, making people laugh. I will just say that one thing, one of my fondest memories, we joined a cricket club in Corby, very middle class, very well-to-do. Well, they were, not so much.
We weren't after the cricket.
And we would go to these events at the cricket club, very smart. And I remember one night, Lena decided that there wasn't enough dancing done on the ground. She had to get on the pool table and dance. And that is my absolute fondest memory. No shame whatsoever in it. Thankfully, no pictures either, which before iPhones. And I love the fact that she got up there. She had a great time. She was making other people smile. That was really important to her. That grabbing of life. It's again, as I said, a generosity of spirit and a smile, which is hugely important to us.
And I think we've experienced that generosity from you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to think that my mum and my dad and what they've given to their communities has helped inspire that. And I think that's the way it works.
Yeah.
Good creates good. And an upside of this occasion is that you've helped us remember our mum in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Life isn't easy. And, towards the end, I think it got difficult for my mum. And it would have been possibly quite, understandable for us to remember our mum in those last few years. And somehow forget some of the other stuff. But you've helped us.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the interaction that we've had, whether it's stories or emails or messages, it's invaluable. And we're really, really thankful for that.
Seeing some of the pictures as well that we're going to share with you. Some I haven't seen before. And it's something to cherish. It is that.
Yeah. So I think it's put a bit of a spring in our step on what could be a really sad day. So that's what we would encourage you to have a laugh.
Yeah.
And just pass that on.
Thank you.
You done?
Yeah, we're done. I told you it was a close second.
Guys, wow, thank you. That was a beautiful tribute about your mum. And you know what? That's probably one of the best I've ever heard people come up. So I will say thank you very much. And I'm sure Dad's very proud of you, all your family. And Mum would be looking down and saying thank you for sharing the memories. So thank you, guys. We're now going to have some reflection time. This is your time to reflect on your own personal memories. And like Will said, there's some photos here for you to reflect on too, while we listen to a piece of music called Summertime by Norah Jones.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. One of these mornings you're gonna rise gonna rise up singing. Then you will spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But until that morning, there is nothing can harm you. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you take to the sky. But until that morning, there is nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mommy standing by, summertime. Summertime.